Onivia, League of Legends highlights.
Back in a very big way. Tom Kent's also buffed up for support role quite significantly. So yeah, both of them holding hands basically on the patch. It was a very good patch for this specific duo.
During their previous series against FlyQuest, had full objective control, clearly prioritizing that, but this time...
The minor regions, but all the major regions, no one has a death percentage that high. And he's just applying pressure. If they do kill him with this gank, it'll open up Dragon, but he's on a nice edge. He might get a kill, though.
Yeah, Fakeout got chunked down. River goes in with a flag and drag. The Cataclysm is up. He drags his life first. Whippo gets it. 2 killed and a double kill for the team.
The question is, your stomach just drops when you get 2v1. Because as you say, Dad, not only did you just lose your skirmish on the top side and give up
on the Gragas. Watching this play one more time, he's just, with the Eclipse build, it's the Omnivamp will keep him generally healthy the whole lane. So if you go for the gank, you have to have a large amount of burst damage, and they have to land all of their spells, which they don't. And then Whippo uses the Cataclysm for the rebound on his Graves Q and just
make sure that they have those outer turrets in their favor. Neo gonna try and trade for one right now, though, to get the first Dignitas turret.
Leash teleport coming off of cooldown extremely shortly, so it will be lined up for the dragon fight, but they're not even waiting for that advantage. Santorin fighting in the river.
Still 2 minutes to go on that, but River getting chunked down. Another Cataclysm gets the flash out from Santorin, and he's pursued by Blue. A flash forward in response, gets the kill. That's a good play for Biofrost.
Start singing their praises. They forget that Whippo is the one winning this game. Team Liquid was not winning.
As this Rift Herald crashes into the mid turret, if you recall from Dignitas last year, Fake God Neo
is just going to give it up.
Yeah, and they're making the correct call in both cases here, Dig. Even though Dig in the previous one, big winners, in this one, so like we started talking about how Jarvan is not a universally effective pick. Let's take a look here.
Hold up, River tried to go in to get some chunk onto Santorin. Throws Fake God, does belly out of this one. Teleport to bring the full team into the fight. Still a bit of a wave to be cleared up from Team Liquid.
Positioning has been so important. This Thresh hovering the lane.
Here comes the family. He's dead.
4 people. All right, 4 people can take it down.
Mama, Papa, the kids have all arrived. Whippo flash forward to want to get this onto Blue. The Chaos Storm has dropped to get a lot of damage right outside of the Cataclysm. He falls, and Ganny turns back a bit. Minions too strong, and there's the kill onto the top laner. A big old Whippo bounty that they were able to get prior, and now the Drake is finally up on the bot side. You can see on
the ability to take River, and TL doesn't have a great way of retaking the zone. They can sit out here and poke, but here's the fight.
Root means that you gotta get that package out of the equation for Bjergsen. Going in, Fake God, he has enough of the sustain to keep him in this fight. Hans Sama, nice and under the guise of protection, can back off of this as well. Lots of times where this time we only get the 1 kill onto Santorin, but it's so much more than we've had in times past. Blue, look at that chunk down, goes into stasis. Whippo's right on top of him. Cataclysm thrown on the other side. A great hook to follow here. Grabs onto Ayla. His attention is onto River, and he can't take someone down in the process. Team Liquid losing.
So ultimate, Dignitas are just running away with it.
I mean, are they doing it? Like, they 2-0'd 100 Thieves, and they're about to take Baron against TL in game 1. But there's a Cloud Soul that's attempted to be taken. Dig is here to cover.
Some zoning. Hansama gets the brunt of the Gragas explosive as well. Too many members of Dignitas are nice and low. They can't chunk into this.
Yeah, Fake God got chunked out, and Chaos Storm was used. This Baron, or this Dragon is gonna go to Spike.
And Neo resurrecting at this point of time. River getting knocked up in the pit. It's the jungler versus jungler around the actual objective itself. While Bjergsen wants to get the rockets through. Fake flashes in. Cataclysm thrown up. He gets blown up in the middle of the action. Santorin way too low to get into it himself. Now Ayla zoning. Turning it back onto the frog himself. Dignitas coming through and chasing out Team Liquid. Way for Team Liquid to be able to come up onto this. Teleport not available for Bubba. He's just still chilling here. On the bot side has Bjergsen to help him out as Fake God does belly away. And there you have it, baby. Red side lanes, and Team Liquid will have more difficulty to offset. Teleport near Blue, and Blue knows that it's coming, so he sends down the Death Wave, and he goes, pop, Whippo, I knock you on the head. I want to play this Hippo time and get you out of the fight. So Team Liquid know that they are undervalued here. Sentinel crossing along, all of them. Cataclysm into the backline. Ayla is locked inside here. Hans Sama doing his best to poke from the outskirts, but Fake God has his eye on him. River ends up flashing for the kill. Bjergsen is on his own to try and defend the Team Liquid base here. And Corky in the end is just a little Yordle baby. Can't do much to go against the power that Dignitas have brought through. Nexus turret number 1, Nexus turret number 2. Bottom of the draft in lock-in, top of game.
Ranged matchup, again having a team comp with very, very low engage options, which is going to be pretty difficult to pilot.
Yeah, it does have...
I think they'll be able to get this since there's a fight going down mid at the same time.
Sure.
Yeah.
Dignitas capitalizing.
Elios, or even just Renekton Diana, he needs to be able to dodge a CC one-shot.
No flash on Bwipo. He's got the Ignite Gwen.
They got a little tired of getting bullied up here.
get this
Flashes
done.
forward, the knockback onto Bwipo, a raining down of damage. First blood over in the top lane. Meanwhile, down bot, we've got the skirmish as well.
They have completely dominant side lanes, and they just accrue this 5,000 or 10,000 gold advantage, and you just can never walk into them to fight, or they start stacking objectives and force you in. But Dignitas has the Rift Herald, they have the Dragon, they're the ones stacking the objectives. That is a solo kill,
Solo
but he might
bolo
die
for
for it.
Bwipo. Yeah, Blue and River made the rotation through to try and punish it. The knock up from Yasuo, another slice of the knife, and they return the kill.
I feel so though picked up on the side of Team Liquid because River just trained up the Jinx and utilized the extra range with rockets towards the mid game. Start getting those levels in.
They go.
Moonlight Sigil drop down on the bot side. Bjergsen comes in with the package for Fake God. Some more needlework will do it on top. Bwipo getting that kill credit. And meanwhile, on the bottom, it's the trade. Hansama falls.
In a really bad spot for Fake God.
Yeah, more attention paid towards this top side by Team Liquid. Fake God knows that he might be in a bit of trouble. River right here on his camp, so he's going to join the party. A stun onto Santorin. Follow up. Ayla is here as well to throw out the Whimsy. Bwipo, he's coming through with the power miss. A nice knock-up. Blue gets it. Everybody's going to circle onto Bwipo. The rocket from down from Bjergsen to dish out some additional damage, and Blue, while exhausted, continues to go in on Bjergsen. Not quite chunked down. Flash to the right to avoid the NATO, and Fake God keeps his sights on the enemy mid laner. Taking down Bjergsen. The crocodile gets
for those aggressive lanes that have CC set up, that have pushing power, but now they're under attack. Blue's got to teleport behind him, and a Jinx in front of him.
He sees it, throws up the wind wall, but Bwipo's got some quick footwork of his own, throws out the needlework. So Blue is on the retreat, and Fake God is here, activates the Dominus, but he is smashed between way too many members of Team Liquid. Blue under the retreat of the turret. A nice, big, wild growth. Bwipo gets it.
And you got to keep your eyes on the minimap. This is a counter push towards mid, and counter pushes when you have Rift Herald in hand are very, very devastating. Can he finish off the tower? It doesn't do damage to itself. Good job saving some health on the Herald there by finishing the turret by hand with the white gun, but secondary turret gets knocked down here with a...
Slim margins right there, because if they stay to try and get that turret, they risk not being able to get this Drake. I don't think Santorin's going to fly in there.
So that is a lot closer, maybe 1 second of travel time off trying to get that counterplay. In the end, Team Liquid, they push mid first and still get a tower in reward on bottom side into the hands of Bwipo.
And then a flash from River as well in that jungle side, and Fake God finding himself in the 1v1, but on the opposite side of the map, Dominus to keep him alive, but it's not enough. Bwipo with another solo kill afforded to him.
Bwipo is a problem.
Bot doesn't have teleport available if a skirmish does break out. Bwipo has his sights on River to see if he can capitalize on it. A little bit to the side from the Hansama ultimate, but it's Bwipo that gets the kill. Into that tier 2 turret down mid, and wanting to try to push that advantage at some point.
They are looking for a pincer. Maybe they just want to push.
Oh, Santorin goes in, gets a flash out, gets another. Bwipo's still in pursuit. Biofrost has to flash over the wall to get into the pit, but that's a lot of needlework damage that's coming through. River goes in, the solar flare also for some additional healing. Bwipo goes into stasis, so does River. Fake God has arrived, slices and dices in. Knock up means that it's a shutdown in favor of Blue. Hansama gets the return kill, but a lot of blasting across the board. A polymorphed Blue has to set his escape, throws out a NATO, but it's not enough. That's a quadra kill from
They're going to turn for Baron.
They finally took down Bwipo, but it cost them everything, Jack.
Yep.
This is a team with...
Which is basically all of Dignitas back to their Nexus that allows TL to just clear the inhibitor and get
you to be an aggressive frontliner.
Oh,
Fake
no.
God doesn't have either of those.
Oh, Lottie finds himself going in the opposite direction. Does flash over the wall.
Find some
Creates
time.
distance. Okay, but there's still 3 Team Liquid
Create
members
some
on
space.
his tail. I think those scales are getting peeled back a little bit. Bjergsen putting a rock between each of them, and that's finally the death for Fake God.
Blue, and from that point forward, they've just kind of been able to throw Whippo's strength around the map and get a bigger and bigger advantage. Here it comes again.
Teleport directly in the bush. Whippo, he sees blue, he goes for it, throws up the hallowed mist, and even some needles will do it. Look at the burn down when he finds his target.
A new Whippo passive.
Oh, Biofrost, get him.
Oh no.
No one help.
Biofrost, he's the next target. Has to flash out. Santorin's still on it. Yep, gets the ultimate. We want to see more solos, but it's okay. Team Liquid, they want to try and get the dub to make sure that this is an even series.
I think he could have done it himself. I don't think he needed help.
I like how two Santorin flashes. I got this one.
Just let me participate. The last stand from Dignitas, knock up onto multiple, but it's a resurrection coming through with the GA from the Yasuo. Meanwhile, Team Liquid, they blast through the rest of them. 3 taken down for Dignitas. Blue, as soon as he gets back from that stasis, isn't long for this world. River on the outskirts once more, and Team Liquid, eyes on the Nexus, tie up.
Insanely heavily on your bottom lane, regardless of how good Neo and Biofrost have been. So I expect it to be the more traditional.
Kind of in Brawl?
Yes.
Okay.
They're going for
Love
it.
it.
Already throwing out
Already
the
in?
kills
Stack 'em.
for Peacemaker. Some good old poke onto Ansama.
Legit
Throws it back.
insane.
The hail of arrows hits really strong. Oh, flash! Neo tried to get it. Ends up falling. Ansama staying alive. Abilities to poke down Whippo, keep him under the turret. Still even in CS thus far, so keeping his own within these trades. A little low though. Slapping with the Q.
Yeah, fully stacked Conqueror though, so Aatrox wants the longer trade where he can use all of his Qs there. Whippo got some of the healing, and his jungler is here, so use your extra summoner spell, Santorin.
Somewhat low on mana for Fake God. He did pop a pot to try and
go
fix
for kill.
that somewhat. Oh, went for the flash and the belly fall onto Whippo, but it's not enough. That's a second kill for Team Liquid.
Back right at it here. It's going to be an attempt at the cut. Biofrost lands a snare.
Teleport comes in and the pop onto Hansama. Blue getting the kill credit for that one. River and the rest of the bot lane.
Sitting around for, actually completes the recall. Big stacked wave there is going to crash for Whippo, but both plays were Hansama and Whippo.
Oh, man.
Tries to
Another one.
flash on down. Ayla gets stocked up before he can escape, so that means River on the Poppy getting his name on the board.
What player hand, they expect the flash play to try and go for the counter kill, and both times they flash out of it. Here comes River though. He corrected
flash.
bottom lane and he wants the correct top.
Yep, he hit onto Whippo and the knock through from River. Poppy has arrived. Fake God stays alive too and gets the kill.
You know you're sweating too when you're Ayla just before the W goes off. Gets him against the wall with the Poppy stun, and then topside as well, corrects it for Fake God so that Whippo can't get out of control. There's the combo.
And
But
the
look at
pressure
the roam.
continues. Onslaught the headshot to finish off onto Hansama. In the end, River and Blue are here if they needed to assist in that moment. Instead, Blast
they're just
going
gonna go.
over. Ayla is here alone under his turret. The wave has come through. The smack through from the Poppy. River a bit knocked up and making sure to keep the turret aggro on him as well to allow the rest of them to slice through, because in the end it's still a catfish, and the Q hit from Neo. Blue gets the kill.
Giving up when you spam ganking. That was literally 3 ganks in a row from River. Santorin does counter jungle, and they're setting up the Rift Herald. Early move, no AD carries are here.
Oh, Biofrost executes his flash. A barrel thrown through
Smack
from
him out of
Fake
there.
God. You can hear the wind up to target Ayla and gets him out to the outskirts of the pit. A blast going over.
That was
a little
something.
hippity
We're
hop.
back.
A little hippity hop there. Okay, so Santorin goes in, gets the slash around with his ultimate. Challenge initiated, and he's chunked, and so is the Catfish. Many members of Dignitas cleaning it up right now and pushing everybody else back from Team Liquid. Okay, gold lead established for themselves at the 10-minute mark. You saw what Fake God is able to do in those fights using the zoning.
Whoa.
River goes over the wall. Bjergsen, wow, that's a lot of blast of damage that he suffers in that moment.
I think he's going for wards. He's going for a play. Flashes over, catches Bjergsen. Bjergsen had flash, but because River comes out of the fog of war,
Great that they've been setting up for some time.
and you need to stay ahead of it. Junglers looking towards topside here. It is a Rift Herald in the hands of Santorin, so he can pop it, get the tower aggro on that, go with Whippo. It's a Rise and Poppy quickly coming though. They've got to get out of there.
Realm Warp has arrived. He has the cavalry, so it's the 3v2. Rift Herald does crash through. Blue knocked up. Santorin issuing the pressing guard. Whippo can't stay alive even after popping his own ultimate, so he gives
The
it.
Hullbreaker is still very, very controversial. But I'm definitely to get into that river, place your traps. Poppy starting up the dragon for themselves. The split pushing is not going to get answered. We see the recall being channeled from Bjergsen, and number 2 will go the way of Dig. Fakeon is going for it.
Teleport coming directly onto the turret. Ultimate activated by Bwipo, so he has some of the speed to get out, but the Realm Warp directly behind him alongside a fellow teleport coming through too. He's still alive and gets the good hit onto Biofrost after he arrives, and in the end, Fake
extra map mobility with that plus Realm Warp, and they keep up the pressure, keep pushing ahead. This power curve, utilize Rift Herald and mid, and Bwipo on top, trying to flank.
Oop, dropping down the Herald and then zoning on the rest. Santorin gets knocked up, and Bwipo once again activated. The pushback from Santorin goes to target Blue right now, who has that Swifty ability to exit on his own right, but Bwipo's still in pursuit. Hits him with a Q. Ayla's here, goes under and pops right back up. Chaos Storm directly onto Biofrost. That's too much damage for him to take. Dignitas fall, lose 3 in the skirmish.
What that lead from Caitlyn. They just run right through Dig in that fight.
I gotta watch that replay and how Neo
Able to turn and now take the Drake.
Yep, they get into Dragon first. They can burn it down too. Teleport being used though.
Okay.
Dignitas do look like they want to contest this. Ace in the hole. Doesn't really do much to Ayla, who is willing to chunk that. 2 hit out by the Poppy with the hammer coming on down. So Team Liquid, they make sure to back off for just some time being, but River's already on the outskirts with a Fake God. Santorin locked up here. A good stun up onto the Battle Mage of Blue, and no more rise
You
here.
saw the Tom Kench devours, Bjergsen over the wall, spits him back over the wall, and is back in range to kill.
And there is a real...
Out that vision around Baron, continue to allow Bwipo to push down bot and get into it time and time again with Fake God. But there is a Poppy on the opposite end. River throwing down the ultimate to make sure you get out too. The final spark to try and layer up, and Santorin now wanting to escape to the rest of the team. Bwipo has come through, World Ender activated, but Fake God is here as well and still has the explosive cast if necessary. But the root is onto Blue, which means he pops next. Santorin finds his target onto the tanky Gragas. Flash forwards from Dignitas to try and issue a bit of an escape.
Ejecting those 2 members just as Hans jumps in Ayla's belly. They get the Devour off, so he's not left alone, which is critical because he just had the flash from Blue. So
because Team Liquid is the team with the range advantage.
I'm going to offer you a door number 2 to Dragon focus, and that is Hullbreaker Aatrox, constant bottom lane pressure, allowing for full vision control around Baron from Team Liquid.
He's breaking the hull.
And he has completely destroyed right before a very big Dragon fight. They also just used the teleport from Bwipo to join with the rest of the team after pushing the wave on bottom.
And Bwipo, he's going for it. Flashes forward, World Ender, Biofrost flashes away. The knock through from River to pin him against the wall, and the final spark to follow up. But meanwhile, on the opposite side, the Chaos Storm did drop below 1.
On the follow-up there, looking for a Tom Kench bringing somebody, but it is now Dignitas, 5v4, teleport coming in.
And Fake God already getting marked down to 50% HP. River is on the opposite side. Root onto Santorin gives a slight delay, but Bjergsen continuing to trunk down here, and even some of those hits from Hansama dealing some nice damage. The stun up and the follow-up from Biofrost. Blue gets popped in the process. And even right now, Santorin is the next target of River, but even this tanky boy can only do so much without the follow from the rest of the team. Santorin coming alive once again off of the resurrection, but
for Dignitas, TL could just flip this or look to get an engage onto Neo.
And Fake God teleported to the mid lane to get here as quick as possible. Bjergsen wants to keep them away with a poke. Explosive cast thrown on through. You lock up Biofrost. You send him into the heat incinerator. And now Team Liquid keep their eyes on the Baron and want to make the second.
Just so I could be alive sooner.
Always a plan with Bwipo, I believe. I'm sure there's a lot of believers in the chat too. And because they've got that Baron buff here, the Red Bull Baron buff at that, they can take down that tier 2 in the top lane and feel pretty good about it. Even have Bwipo over mid to keep ushering up that wave.
Yeah, get that Hullbreaker. Put that sucker back to you.
Girl.
Get away from the teammates. The tower is down. Baron,
Bjergsen.
Engage.
Ayla, now the subject of the rest to keep Hansama in his belly. Santorin goes back in, pressing guard to push him away. Fake God ease out of this to leave River to have to flash after getting knocked up. And now Neo a little too close to the rest of the damage. They push it back onto Ayla. And now Bwipo coming from the opposite side. Neo gets pop down. Blue throwing up the Realm Warp for an attempted escape right now. And Bwipo with the World Ender, he doesn't care. He said, Fake God, you want to be at your Nexus turrets? Come right at me, bro. I got you. A nice slash from Bwipo here, coming strong in the top lane all game.
What a display by Bwipo so far in this series. 330 CS. Hull breaking down the whole Dignitas team. Bjergsen popped at the start of that fight. It didn't matter. Searching for a chill.
Honestly, though, this is one that you can play so offensively into it early on with the threat of jungle pathing up towards top side. Pantheon should be able to extrapolate since they just saw him up there. Now he's going to be back down towards the bomb side of the map, and they have to be a bit more careful.
Oh, look at this.
They got us to be a little careful. Flashes and then the flash return from Bwipo. First blood for another solo kill. Yay! We get to increase the counter.
Oh my goodness. He's kicking him into the depths of the fountain. Bottom lane's going to be a rebuttal, though.
Oh god, Biofrost flashes under turret, gets some damage onto himself. So does Neo, following up on the Q. River, he's in it as well. Tags Ayla once more. Bahan Sama has the poke on this Varus. So flash forward. Rear gets on Sama and manages to make it out.
A replay. He did so much damage to both members. Here's
Zillion
the roam up.
Are nasty.
Ooh. Bjergsen and Santorin both making their way towards the top. River is here too. Fake God gets some time bombs on top of himself, and Bwipo with the smack down takes down the enemy top laner once again.
And the little got the ultimate ready once again for Bweep Bweep in the top lane. Problem is, he's dealing with extra jungle pressure, trying to allow Fake God to push in. River hovering.
Risky.
River goes in, he flashes forward. The Dragon's Rage gets Bwipo to the sidelines. A flash in return, but it's not enough. Shut down for Fake God.
What happens when, you know, the two stars clash in the top side, I guess. It's River getting the last line.
Mound down in that mid lane, but meanwhile, River still spending his time on the top side. Fake God, knowing that Bwipo is going to go for it. A tower shot will get him low. Throwing the shock blast through means that River gets the kill off of that gank. Stun up from the double time bomb onto the rotating Victor, and Blue is popped. Fake God and River try to make their way down to offset this, but Santorin continues in pursuit. The kick back, but it's not enough. Double kill for Bjergsen. Coming back to life with the ultimate here.
This is Bjergsen on signature Zillion pick. Santorin on carry jungler getting buffed up.
And that's the big Rift Herald.
The real effect of the champion through the rest of the plays here. We talked about warding up deep in the jungle and then joining the rest of the team with the ultimate. River's on vision.
Oh, and he gets caught out. That's the lockup from the time bombs. Kicks away Santorin, and even that burn, he's still healthy enough to come through. Blue has rotated, manages to get the lockup with the gravity, but Santorin's still in pursuit. That's a time warp to speed him up to get in range of the Heartbreaker. And Bwipo finally makes his impact elsewhere on the map. The Grand Starfall for the entrance, and the grand kill for Team Liquid.
Right in the hands of Team Liquid. They were just at the point where they wanted to make a top lane play from Bwipo, and they're going deeper.
Santorin's still here too. The arcane shift away doesn't create enough distance, and meanwhile,
a lot of turret damage to Jay's top lane, but that is a very favorable trade nonetheless.
Without the sweeper on that ward and being punished by Team Liquid. That being said, it was still only due to the Zillion Bjergsen speed up there that they were able to...
About that range, you gotta worry about them bombs.
You definitely have to continually worry about the bombs. I will say though, to me, this is the most overtuned of the objective bounties. It's the second Rift Herald. Here's another bomb. Biofrost is just dead. Man, I just want to talk about bounties for 1 second.
Too bad, Kobe. They're winning by too much.
I feel like I've been put on timeout by the teams. Another objective bounty picked up. I think the second Rift Herald one is the most overtuned because they said it at the difference I was talking about with the Ezreal choices of starting either the tier or like longsword pots and stuff like that. You get, it's basically the later purchased Varus option with the tier was at like 150 or something. All right.
Oh, because there's a Santorin over the wall right now. Blue no longer alone in that matchup. The jungler claims the prize.
Since they changed that item, a lot of champions were sad that the stats were changed, but here's the teleport flank.
Bjergsen is here off of that teleport. Santorin goes in.
Oh, he missed
coming through with a Grand Starfall. Manages to get the pop onto Neo. And now Fake God backing off as well. Throws out a Q for some additional damage, but he's on the retreat. Biofrost, the next target from that vault. Bwipo knows exactly who he should be focusing on. And River chunked all the way over towards...
They are able to cleanly get to Soul Point.
And you want to look at the replay to see if it was range or actually timing, because
a lot of the avenues of escape being taken away from them. And as we mentioned before, that soul was secured. Oh, but there's another starfall for Bwipo to find Fake God.
Run,
Tries
Fake
to leap
God,
on out of it. Where are you gonna go? This bush, that bush, this cove, your grave? Over in the mid lane though, Ayla flashing away to deal as much space as he can between himself and River. So no follow-up intended here.
What's the
New best friend, the friend that he did not ask for.
Really want to just get any pick they can.
And Zama flashes away. River throws the ward down. Comes on through with a Q. Last cone, Biofrost is going for the lockdown with the tether, and as soon as that lock happens, there's no escape from there. Santorin on the opposite end gets pushed back in the route, coming over the wall to join Bwipo and the rest of the squad. River a bit deep right now. Safeguard to hop back over towards Neo. And now Bjergsen speeding his way to join. Too much fun being out here.
We'll see the poke that Dig can get down here, though. This is an incredibly pivotal moment in the game.
Oh, coming on through. Bwipo has arrived, leaps on forward with the vault. Again, Blue is the target, but River is here for the safeguard, kicks him back with the Dragon's Rage into the rest of the fight. Biofrost flashes over on one side. Meanwhile, Fake God, the target of Santorin, getting him down with the Heartbreaker, and Dignitas have to go into the jungle.
Bwipo does.
Yep, that is gonna be a soul for Team Liquid. There's no Ezreal ult.
Pretty good for Team Liquid here.
Looking good with them eyes on the Baron. True shot barrage slices through a couple members and gives some intel over to Dignitas that this is
Good
committed. Ayla hooks on and follows up for Team Liquid to secure themselves.
Toss took over. Team Liquid actually had pretty weak early games in 2 and 3, but one was scaling. If they can close out with the Pantheon Zillion, higher execution barrier team comp, it would be a good sign for them. That's not the type of play you want on a victory march.
Not quite. The subject of too many eyes on the side of Dignitas. The rest of Team Liquid is here though, and they'll continue to follow through with that wave. River just continually getting, just look at that burst down that Team Liquid have at their disposal to take this inhibitor turret.
Yeah, even with Bwipo in the fountain with no assist down there for the bottom laner. But Baron buff pushes in. Pantheon ults over just in case anybody
Can't
steps.
find him. It's a last-ditch effort.
Yeah, and that's exactly the strategy you have to go for when you're 7.6 thousand gold behind. Fake God gets slowed down. I don't think
He can't move.
He can't. Look how slowly gets put in slow motion as things speed up onto River, who again just stopped in his tracks. Team Liquid, while Dignitas were the first into the river to get some kind of established vision, it's Team Liquid that pushed them back. Now the Elder in their sights.
All right, River, make the miracle happen. It's up to you, buddy.
It's your last chance to make a stand right here, but even with Dig on the outskirts, everybody on Team Liquid, they just send Santorin and Ayla into that back line. Blue chunked down. Neo taken out of it. 3 eliminated from Dignitas. Santorin hopping onto Biofrost. River hopped on by Bjergsen. And that, my friends, will soon be the Bud Light ace achieved by Team Liquid.
Great call there from Team Liquid. They aren't going to let him take a chance at a flip. They go for the kills, jumping over the back of the wall. Congratulations, TL, on your final spot.
7-0-6, a vintage Bjergsen Zillion game, and back-to-back lock-in finals for Team Liquid, this time without Core JJ, so using Ayla from the Academy team. As you said, Kobe, congratulations to TL.
Ooh, lad. TL, deflate the wheels of the party bus, send it over to the garage.